All right. What's up, nerds? Um, this is a lot of these for this amount of time, wouldn't you say? Don't you know? So, many sidewalks to you all. I got a new keyboard for myself for the Christing Mass, as it is called, and hopefully it's audible and not just coming through the speakers. Oh, and look who, look who it is. Well, look who it is, just doing his Muppet style celebration.
Exactly. And yes, I could hear your keyboard.
Okay, and it doesn't sound like it's just coming through the microphone.
Oh, I didn't say that. No, no, it does. It sounds. It actually sounds like it's coming through something other than that microphone. Just out of curiosity, how is my vocal coming through?
It's good.
Because
I
I
can
dropped the
hear you.
microphone because I was tired of having it like here.
Yeah, like mine is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want some nice torso crotch action. Get a real, some real.
Make sure
get your
you can
core
hear my
in there.
digestion.
Exactly.
It's important.
Exactly.
It's important that you know.
Yes, my tummy is going to be a bit rumbly. I have not
you not
eaten
food?
since last night. I had a nice fish and chip. I'm going to order food while we are streaming.
Both a fish and a chip.
Both a fish, and let's not forget that chip, baby.
It's the all-important chip.
Yes, yes.
Yes. It's cold on this side of the house, hence.
Yeah, it's cold on your side of the country.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. It actually this morning I went out to take out the trash, and it was actually pretty nice. I mean, it was it's obviously winter-esque, but it's probably it had to be like 45 or something, and like in the morning that's not bad at all.
No, here it's not. Actually, it's in the 40s right now, so it's really not.
You got some wind though.
It's not that bad. Oh, is this gonna work? Let's see what's happening. I hit a button. Ooh.
Oh, fuzzy background. Look at Mr. Fuzzy Background over here.
Or just straight douchebag.
Okay, so do your type 5.
What
is the deal with airline food?
People have a thing that they do that you've put up with, and now you realize it's worthy of ridicule? Back to you, Johnny.
That's me. Oh my God, it's me. He's doing me.
He's totally me. That's larger. What is happening there?
Is this John Legend's house?
I don't.
Yeah, I see Chrissy Teigen in the background. Cooking food. Everybody talks about how people are so good at cooking into things.
Yes, you do
But
not do the cooking of things.
I
I
don't know if I believe these people.
I mean,
I don't know. Hey, Chrissy Teigen, shots fired. Show up to my house and cook me a meal.
Pew pew pew, pew
Yes, you just got
Pew.
straight Florenced.
pew, and the machine,
Florence Pugh.
or like
Florence.
Oh, okay.
Florence
Florence
Pugh,
Pugh.
the new Black Widow, White Widow. What's she calling herself these days? I think it's
don't
White
know.
Widow.
I only remember her saying, "Kate Bishop, you're so funny."
Kate Bishop. Oh, Kate Bishop. Oh, you are so funny, Kate
that-
Bishop.
That the buddy cop movie there.
Yeah.
Oh,
It really
they're just,
like that carried the back half of Hawkeye for me.
Oh, yeah.
Was her appearance.
they're getting to know you fight.
It's terrific. And the mac and cheese, apparently she actually ate all that macaroni and cheese. Yeah.
Yes, she did.
It's just like, come on, Florence Pugh. Like,
She's like, I'll eat all the mac and cheese.
Besides
I'll
your
show all my
judgment,
nipples. She just
besides your judgment of
in men, yeah.
of dating Zach Braff, someone who is twice your age, other than that, you seem like just a bag of fun. You know who else seems like a bag of fun? Also British actress, also blonde, I think. Also plays a character called White Widow in a franchise. Vanessa Kirby.
I don't know that name.
That's her character's name in Mission Impossible Fallout, which you also haven't seen. And
Wait, Florence Pugh is in that?
No, Vanessa Kirby is. Vanessa Kirby is. She was in The Crown. She played
Haven't seen it.
Princess Margaret.
Sure.
She's in a bunch of stuff. She's she's an up and comer, and she's like a terrific actor. You need to get on that Mission Impossible train, because it is like
I get so bored.
The one that we were just talking about with Superman in it. It's
He's
really
great.
good.
Although apparently he's turning out to be problematic as well.
See, we all forgot in between seasons 1 and 2 of The Witcher, when like there was a second Me Too boom. And then luckily Joe Biden killed that, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. Anyway, he was like, yeah, and you can't even talk to women anymore. And it's like, bud, you're Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
so
I don't feel like you
can
have trouble.
You can do whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, but
They're busy. You have let's say you have a leg up.
There is a high ceiling, let's say, of leniency for things you can say to women.
You are a large, beautiful man.
Yeah.
You can,
and you're literally Superman.
You are Superman.
It's good Superman.
Great Superman. I love the Superman. Those bad DC movies are astonishingly well cast.
Absolutely.
I'll say it.
Absolutely.
I'll say it. They had no idea. Apparently, they spent all their money on people who knew how to cast, and then they're like, "Well, shit, we didn't write a script." And it's like, well, why don't we give it to somebody's little brother of what they think grown-ups would think is cool?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Enter Zack Snyder. Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if? Ooh, wouldn't it? Oh yeah. Well, Superman, he's too nice, so let's have him break a guy's neck. That's good, right?
Yeah, that's what they really got wrong with him. Is Superman is that the argument that Superman is boring is so facile and useless because he's aspirational.
Yeah.
He's not boring. No. He's the best of us. People grab on to Batman because any asshole thinks he could be Batman.
Of course.
But they don't grab on to Superman because it's not just all the stuff he can do. It's like, deep down, you're not that good of a person. Well, you couldn't do that.
Like, I think the Captain America movie, the first one, really nailed that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's not about the great power. I mean, that obviously comes with the responsibility. We'll get to that in 10 years when Spider-Man comes out. But no, it's about like, I mean, the Red Skull and Captain America, that's like a perfect example of, like what happens when someone just has the power and that's their whole thing.
And they don't have anything else.
They seek more power. And we see it in, let's not get political. But like, that is what happens when you get power and money and all this stuff. You see who the person truly is. It doesn't corrupt absolutely. Because you can have a Captain America. You can
all
have
it does is magnify. All it does is magnify who you are. Yeah.
Right. And I think like the Earthbound superhero story, Superman stories are probably harder to tackle for a lot of writers because they get too wrapped up in him being so overpowered and being the most powerful thing in the world, so they don't. Think the show Superman and Lois does a pretty good job of balancing.
Is it good?
It's really good. It's the best on-screen Superman I think I've ever
that
seen.
Guy doesn't look like Superman.
He's small.
To me.
He's small.
He's
no Henry Cavill or Brandon Routh, or even Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, man, may he rip. He was like, talk about a charisma machine.
You
like
will
incredible.
Believe a man can fly. And not just in Superman. Somewhere in Time, he was amazing in that. Yeah. You never saw it? It's a time travel movie. Oh. And he obsesses on English actress who still looks amazing, but when she was young was just one of those.
Helen Mirren.
No, although that's a good call, but not Helen Mirren, who has one of the best attitudes of any human of all time.
She's so cool, man. Her and like Kate Blanchett and like that. There's like a school of lady actors where it's like you guys are like so well adjusted and they have all of these awards, but they still just seem like, I don't know. I think it's a Commonwealth thing.
That's interesting. I'd put Shirley MacLaine in with those.
Oh, absolutely.
Because she is the only woman who was the sometimes why of the Rat Pack.
Huh.
In that time frame, to be like not like they're all sleeping with her. It's like, no, she's part of things. Yeah, you don't tell her where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved her in Downton Abbey.
Haven't seen it.
You don't need to.
No.
Although apparently in the latest movie, they come to Hollywood and try to make a movie, and it is fucking bananas because it's like the 19 teens.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
roustabout.
Oh, I watched Uncharted.
Why?
It's fun.
Oh, well,
It's a caper movie.
no, I know what it is. I've played all the games.
Oh, see, I had not played the games.
Right,
'Cause
which
I
is
don't-
why I know. Oh, well, he's very small for Nathan Drake. It's a Jack Reacher situation.
Gotcha.
Where Nathan
Oh.
Drake is like 6'1".
I gotcha.
Mark
I will-
Wahlberg was gonna play Nathan Drake, which when they said that like 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, no, that's terrible. And then they were like, oh no, he's gonna play Sully, the father figure, and I'm like, no, that's terrible. Get Mark Wahlberg away from this franchise. I want to watch it.
I will say, pretty entertaining movie. Had a
I'm
good
sure
time.
it is. I mean, it's basically Indiana Jones if it were a little less good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
it's like the fourth Indiana Jones.
No Nazis.
Right.
Yeah, so
No, but it's Tomb Raider. It's Indiana Jones. It's I like
was-
I like the Uncharted games. I think they're like.
I liked the movie better than I liked the Tomb Raider movies. I
The-
didn't see the recent reboot.
You didn't see the. Apparently, that is one of the best video game to film
Serious?
adaptations.
Better than Doom?
Yeah, surprisingly, better than Battleship.
Oh man. I'm sad that they didn't get Death back for that just so they could intone the voiceover. You sank my battleship. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
I will say Uncharted was it was a lot of fun. I guess if you come in with baggage from the games, but I didn't. Every once in a while something would happen and I'm going, that's probably from the game.
Yeah,
But
so, like,
otherwise,
everything from the trailer was from the games.
okay.
But
it
I'm
was-
just like, oh, so it's like watching someone play a video game, except Tom Holland's there, and I have to keep thinking about how Mark Wahlberg doesn't have a mustache. I know he gets the mustache at the end. I don't care.
You wanted
Also,
it. You wanted
Sully
some-
should have been played by like William Hurt before we knew that William Hurt was a serial woman abuser and dead.
was?
Well, he's dead. It doesn't matter. Fuck him.
Oh.
Also, now it's Harrison Ford would have been a great Sully too. Listen here, kid. Listen here. Listen.
Have you heard Mark Hamill's impression of him?
Yes,
It is
it's
spot on.
uncanny.
Yes.
He did it on Kimmel or something. I saw
think
him do
I
it.
saw the
They were
clip,
doing
yeah.
like a Star Wars thing when the Force wakes up again.
Yeah,
was coming
the force
out.
comes around and
Oh,
scratches itself and goes back to bed. Oh wait, no. So talking about good movie, saw Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
I could see.
It's long.
I-
I never need to see it again,
You know what?
but I had a nice time.
It didn't feel long. I was involved.
I felt long after. It felt long when they were wrapping up. Like once peace had been, like once. Okay, hold on, everybody, because this is a movie that is still in theaters.
Oh yes. Everybody.
Even
Yes.
though it'll be
Everybody.
on all.
Hey everybody.
Is that an infinity sign I see? No, that's a zero. That's the number
Yes,
zero.
yes, that's what that is. I do have a question about American Bandstand, not what it's called.
That's not what it's called.
That's not what it's called. Are we accidentally making a podcast?
I think that's what this is. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It was only a matter of time.
Here, hold on. No, it's not. It's a variety show. There we go.
Thank you.
Some variety. Anyway, back to the important stuff.
Quite the
Comic book
varietal.
movies.
Yes. I was feeling every bit as much of the Marvel movie burnout as everybody else. Mm-hmm. I thought it was amazing.
It was pretty good. It
thought
felt like
was-
a movie,
yeah,
like
a
how
real movie, like an
as
honest-to-God
opposed
movie.
to what we talked about. I think last time, Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man with all the Spider-Mans.
those Spider-Mans.
It was basically just like it was kind of like what the Rise of Skywalker did, but entertaining. Like the Rise of Skywalker did like box ticking. Like, okay, we got the Emperor, we're gonna get Rey to turn evil, we're gonna get Rey to turn back, we're gonna get Kylo Ren to turn good, and he's gonna die twice, I guess. A million ships million ships.
Really a lot of ships.
Yeah, and just like, oh no, Ray's lineage is something, and all this
Yeah,
shit where it's just like,
maybe.
oh, these are all the complaints. Oh, we're gonna write Kelly Marie Tran completely out of the movie because of all of these fucking internet trolls. It doesn't.
Yeah. Whose money we want, apparently.
I
That's what we're worried
know,
about.
right? Who
And I will
already are
say-
predisposed to
Oh,
fucking hate anything you do because
And go
Kathleen
back-
Kennedy's name is on it.
And how are their tiny penises going to deal with the fact that most of the characters, as they age out or decide they want to leave, are being replaced with not white guys named Chris? You know? Like,
To which I say, just go back and watch your old Star Wars. Or you can watch Andor and root for the Empire and act like they're the good guys. Because a lot of Andor does, like, you do see from the point of view of the Empire. And
I've
it's like
heard
with the
such
boys,
good things.
where people are like, oh, Homelander's the bad guy? I guess because he's one of the main characters. You didn't think he was a bad dude,
think
but
it's
pretty. In the first episode, he
Satire is
murders a
officially
senator.
dead. Yeah, Satire's officially
And his
dead.
child.
If they, yeah, oh yeah, all those.
And then
things.
there's the whole thing with
Spoiler.
the plane crash. It's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Also, this was like
And-
4 years
And
ago.
I will say that I enjoyed the comic books, and this was one of the occasions where the adaptation far outstripped the original. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like-
so much better than the comic.
I went and I'm going through Invincible. Haven't finished Mr. Miracle yet, but I am loving it.
Oh, Mr. Miracle is is something new.
It's very interesting, and the I haven't got to the end, and I know there is like shit. There's so many things that have been thrown out, like in the first couple issues, that start to creep back in. Like, I'm glad I can read it as one, book.
And what they do with the form, like, just it is a fantastic piece of storytelling that I feel like works in the innovations in the comic form, and it isn't, hey, look at this thing we did. It's like,
Right.
that is the only way you could tell that story.
Right, and it's not like, hey, this is a great movie idea. Let's write it in a comic. In 5
Can't.
years, they'll bastardize it. No, like WandaVision maybe was like a sort of thing like that. Like
I never read the comics it's based off of. Did they nail it?
Oh, no. I mean what WandaVision does, the show. What the show
Yes.
does, where it kind of like breaks reality and what's real, what's not
that
real.
needed to be a show, too. That needed to be serialized. That couldn't have been a film.
Yeah.
But going back, oh, by the way, Invincible, yeah, Invincible's worth your time.
I think so. Yeah.
Mr. Miracle, though, the problem with, well, there's two things with Mr. Miracle.
Well, he was raised on Apocalypse and he's a bad guy.
It's not that simple. And that's what's great about it.
We live in a society.
So I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's so dense of storytelling that I had to take a couple of breaks. Like, a lot of comics I'll just fly through, but that one I'm like, gonna need a minute.
Yeah.
And I read it digitally, and then bought a physical copy because it was the first thing in forever that I went to Joylene and it's like, you need to read this comic. Like, you need to. And she did, and we had a pretty good talk about it afterwards. But it's, yeah, that one, that's the best thing I've read in a very long time.
It's really well done, and it's so unique.
I'd almost say go back and finish reading it before we talk about it anymore, because I don't want you to.
Yeah.
You'll hit a point. There's this thing. It's kind of like when they say if you have an idea for something, you shouldn't discuss it too much, because the receptors in your brain that get hit by that are almost exactly the same as the feeling you get of completion when you do a thing.
Absolutely.
So you shouldn't talk about your idea too much.
Yeah.
So that being said, I've got this song I'm working on.
Right. I keep talking about this fucking musical I'm writing,
Oh,
and it's like,
yeah. Oh, I saw that Matilda the musical was on.
it's
and
out. Yeah.
I have, like everybody else, I have seen the nut bar like dance scene. Like, how are those children doing that?
I haven't seen a speck of it because I
thought
know
you'd seen it before.
No, I've seen the Cam version of Groundhog Day, which is Tim Minchin's other musical. Which is very good. And you were like, is it just the same song over and over again? And I'm like, kind of, it is. I hadn't thought about it, but the opening song is called Day One, and it has basically every song that you're going to hear in the musical in the song. It's basically just a big medley, and then they expand on all those songs.
So it's the overture?
I guess
It's the overture with words.
it's words though. There's like words
Yeah, no,
and there's
no,
like
no,
plot
no. That's
development
good.
and
That's
character
good, and
development.
that fits.
It's really good, and like the fact that he made that after he made Matilda makes me kind of apprehensive about. It's like In the Heights versus Hamilton. I
Ooh,
went back
that's
and I listened
so.
to In the Heights, and I'm
And
like,
it's fine.
it's fine. But like you could tell that he was headed somewhere and that he got there by the time he had put out Hamilton. Like by
You know what it is?
2014, 2015,
It's like
he
if Rent
knew
was
his
good.
voice.
Yeah, it's like if Rent was good.
It's like if Rent was good. And it makes sense because he's like, obviously a big theater kid.
No, I will take it. I will walk that back just a little bit. It would be like if all of Rent was good, as opposed
Okay.
to a really good first act and a second act that isn't there yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Too soon?
no, too late. Somebody
Although
should have told him before he fucking died.
Yeah. The story with him though. Did you watch that?
Tick Tick Boom? No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's very much
it's
worth,
in my queue,
worth your time.
and
Spider-Man's
I
great
like
in it.
Spider-Man.
I had no idea he was so talented.
He's incredible.
I had no idea.
It kind
But
of
the weird thing about him. Nope, you will let me
go ahead.
speak. You have had your time, Senator. It is my time now. No, no. Have you no sense of decency, sir? No, I don't. Sure
absolutely not. I'm a politician. Fuck off.
And
Are
other
you
noises.
Raytheon? Then no, I don't have any decency for you, sir.
Other scoffing noises? The weird thing about that is, and I learned this after the fact, of course, but Tick Tick Boom is the musical that Larson wrote when his previous show failed. So and I haven't seen the actual one, I've just seen the movie version, and it's just about him lamenting it not working out.
I'm pretty sure the stage show is a one-man show.
Yeah, that,
And
or
it
like
was
with
just
a small
him.
band or something.
Yeah.
They had footage of him. It was amazing how much Garfield looked like him too. Like he stops looking like Andrew Garfield through acting.
Yeah.
They didn't put stuff on him. He's just
No, man, he's good.
Yeah.
A lot of these comic book people are really good at acting. They just get these, big campy, over the top roles.
You know who was great? Thor was amazing in Ghostbusters.
See, now I haven't seen that, but I kind
It's
of want
worth
to.
it.
Just to spite
it's
all
hilarious.
these fucking incel motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. I'm sorry you've only seen girl parts on your computer.
Yeah, on 4chan. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I know you don't like it when they talk because it gives them agency and maybe they will not want to see your penis.
Maybe they won't want to do it.
Oops.
Or maybe they'll say something about it.
Yeah.
but-
or just laugh.
Yeah. That's what I'd do.
That's what I would
but
do too. Penises are
I will
funny.
say that movie was great. Kate McKinnon's in it, and she is a gift.
Look,
like
man,
she is
all
so funny. in
three
it.
of the main players in that
They're all
are
great.
comedy dynamos.
They're all
you got
great.
Melissa McCarthy, you got Kate McKinnon, and you got Kristen Wiig. I
Yeah.
mean, I find Leslie Jones to be a bit hit or miss. I think she kind of is shucking and jiving a lot of the time, but apparently her stand up is very, very not that.
I've
And,
heard she's a legit stand-up. I
Yeah,
don't know her
that's
stand-up.
what I've heard. That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. I mean, you don't get to Carnegie Hall without practice. You don't get to be on SNL unless you've got
No,
some comedy chops.
you have to
either
have something.
stand up, you're a good writer, or
You gotta
you're
have
just a good
something
comedic
there.
performer. And
I will say I enjoyed. Speaking of that, I enjoy the Please Don't Destroy sketches. Usually the
I don't know what
behind,
that is.
Oh, it's
Is that from the last 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
like
know what that is.
3 of the writers have like a backstage sketch thing, like where they're in their writing room and all this stuff. It's very funny. But anyway, going back, the Ghostbusters movie, I really liked. A lot of people hate it, and I'm sorry you're scared of women. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like it's
Look,
a good.
man,
It
a lot
was
of these
really
people
funny,
saw Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 when they were children, and
which
they
I
think
rewatched lately, and they don't hold
they
up. Great. I'm
they're
gonna say
not
the second
good.
one's
I
better.
tried to watch
not
Ghostbusters 1
bad.
again. They're
I'd
not
say-
bad.
I'd say 2
Ghostbusters
is
1
better.
is watchable.
Ghostbusters 2, I would counter that 2 is the superior film.
Really? Huh. Even though there's like a sex criminal in it.
Well,
He is the master of evil.
he is. And
In real life, it turns out.
But then
too.
again, can you watch Ferris Bueller?
Because Ferris Bueller's a piece of shit? Oh, the principal.
The principal, no.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's a dick, but
he's a terrible person, and Cameron is the
principal-
hero of the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think in Succession, Alan Ruck is just playing a grown-up version of that character.
I haven't watched that yet either.
That's
Am I missing out?
terrific.
Is it? I've heard
It's
such good
basic.
things.
People talk about how like, oh, they're lampooning the Trumps, and it's the Murdoch family. They're a media family.
Oh, I'm sorry. Going back, I don't want to forget.
No,
because-
Succession.
No.
Anyway, good show. Watch it. What are you talking about?
Maybe I have a few things in the queue that I really want to watch, but I have to be in the right, mind, the headspace to watch something.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to watch Matilda, and I kind of wanted to watch a couple other things, but I did get to see Wakanda Forever, and I sure hope that the woman playing Shuri will just calm the hell down.
Stop talking.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, she should just stop talking.
I mean,
Because like she can be anti-vax or whatever.
she's allowed to talk, but
Right. Like Gina Carano was crazy the whole time. It's just when
was
she
very
started
much-
saying that
Yeah.
like Republicans are just as big victims as Holocaust victims. I'm like, dude, come on.
as what victims?
Oh, there's this thing. Okay, there's this theory that in the
What? No. Cut.
it's big though. That's all I'm saying. It's a big number.
But I thought they did amazing things with dealing
The hole
with the
that
loss.
was left by
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman.
And I thought overall the cast stepped up.
They really did.
I never get his name right. The really big dude with the big stick in the
shit. He's a person of interest.
It's
What's
like
his fucking
M'Baku
name?
or something
no, that's
like
his,
that.
That's his name in the movie. M'Baku.
character name.
Yeah,
I've never,
M'Baku.
I don't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know who I'm talking about.
I know. I'm just trying
I
to think of
thought-
the actor's name because he's a really phenomenal actor.
He did not. He
He should have been in the movie more.
He didn't get the opportunity to show what he could do in the
No.
first movie because you have Chadwick there.
You have Chadwick there.
But
yeah.
but he was like he stepped up.
I mean, when they're in like a council meeting and someone starts to like say, yeah, he's like, oh.
And
I saw it with my
and
dad, and we just started fucking laughing.
I will say
man.
that we were talking about where things came from, like with Bozeman. Apparently, them barking down the other character in the first movie.
Yeah, no, that's
he
what
came up with that on the
That's
fly.
what I was
That
going to say.
him.
We didn't get to it in Infinity War, where the Balfa,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
they weren't going to
that's
put that in the movie, and they weren't going to Ibombe.
Yeah.
They weren't going to put that in fucking Infinity War, and it's like, nah, man, you're in Wakanda. What are you
No,
doing?
when they start doing that shit, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's like they're doing it. They're doing it.
it's good.
It's like Atomic Milkshake is the movie I've been trying to remember the name of, the Karen Gillan movie. And there's
Gunpowder Milkshake.
Gunpowder
And,
Milkshake.
Yes, with Lena
Yes.
Headey and Angela Bassett and
Everybody-
Michelle Yeoh and just everybody's
And by
in
the
it,
way,
and it's fucking great.
In a movie full of badasses, everything's going real well, and then Michelle Yeoh shows up with a fucking chain, and I'm actually sitting in my house going, "Oh, it's on."
I know, man. And like, doesn't she? No. Oh, and Carla Gugino's in it.
Yes.
Fuck. Ah, I
How
love that
good does a
movie.
movie have to be to make you forget that Carla is in it? And you have to go watch Jet because
Yes.
very
I'm gonna get my
rarely
I had a dream about resubscribing to HBO Max and watching that show.
that you don't get a show very often that is good up to a certain point and then it becomes great. Like all the gears just go, oh fuck yeah, we're going. And she just reigns in it. She's just amazing. But going back to Wakanda Forever, I think that guy whose name we can't pull
Fuck, man. I'm trying not to look it up. I need to order
so
my food.
good that he almost like outshined certain parts of the movie. Like Angela Bassett
She's
is
always
astounding,
She's always just like.
always good.
I mean,
And she got her Tina Turner like shoulders back for the movie. I'm like, yeah, you did.
Man.
Like,
This is the year of women with just toned ass arms. Natalie, like, say what you will about Thor: Love and Thunder, wasn't very good,
oh no, she looked amazing.
but
in it,
her
yeah.
arms in that shit. That was the standout moment of the trailer. Is when it's the reveal where she's the
Yeah.
one who threw the hammer,
And she's
and
like,
then and I'm like, ooh, choke me.
yeah, yeah. Hey, you got to if you got to go, man.
Yeah.
But I will say, I didn't hate the Ironheart thing. I actually liked that character.
I liked her a
but
lot. I did not like the design of the final suit.
Oh no, I liked the suit very much. I liked the first suit maybe a little better.
I like the first suit better because it looked like the Mark One that he built in.
I'm sure that's what
Tony
they were going
Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Jeff fucking Bridges, man.
Oh,
There was
Yeah.
no script, man.
yeah.
There
you
is no script, man.
I did like it better. I'm worried that he's starting to fall into late period Pacino of just playing into his character as opposed to being a really good actor. Like Tucker,
Yeah.
A Man in His Dream, he is astounding in that. Did you
I
ever see
haven't
that?
seen it.
Oh, so worth your time. He's great. He
It's
makes
great in
you
True Grit. True Grit remake.
I didn't make it through that. It
Matt
felt like he
Damon
was
and Josh
doing
Brolin
a weird
and
voice.
the aforementioned Hawkeye Part 2.
Yeah.
She's the kid in that. She's like
Yeah, she was great in Bumblebee.
She's
Have you
great in
watched
everything
Bumblebee?
I've seen her in. I've only
Yeah.
seen her in like 3 or 4 things. It's True Grit, Bumblebee, The Hawkeye Show, and that might be it.
Yeah.
But like she knocks it out of the park and
Her
she's a pop
barely,
star, which is annoying.
Yeah, and
like-
she's good.
Apparently,
good.
she's good.
Anderson .Paak, she has a new single
he's
with
great.
him. It's quite good. He is really, really good.
Yeah, he's
about
really good.
half of that Silk Sonic album is amazing.
I don't have any of his albums. I've just heard him feature on tracks of
Listen
people
to
that I love.
that Silk Sonic record is real good, and about half of it holds up astoundingly well, and the other half you're like, yeah, well, they wanted to do a whole record, you know. But I mean, Bruno Mars is pretty great, but I
He's
didn't
an
really know.
incredible fucking performer. I mean, like, you know, I think he's like Usher, Justin Timberlake level, where it's just like, oh, this person was
He's cracked the code.
built
he
for
cracked the
this
code.
and born for this. And even if they're not like the top of the pops all the time, they will have a steady fan base and they'll probably
yeah.
put out relatively consistent stuff.
And I just watched a super cut on YouTube just of him dancing, and I'm like, holy
Did you see
shit.
the Super Bowl performance that he
Yeah.
did?
Yeah. He's one of those guys. It's kind of like when and this is, I'm sure you've seen the footage, but it was a different thing when you're old like me, and you saw it when Michael Jackson first did the moonwalk, and you're like, how is a person doing the thing?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Everybody's chasing that dragon, you know.
Yeah.
Not his personal life, maybe so much.
what-
Maybe people
Personal
aren't
life, I haven't heard
aspiring to
anything.
that.
I heard he was happily married to Presley, right?
Yes, that's
yeah.
right. And
No.
O.J. Simpson was a great football player, and that's
Sure.
it. Mm-hmm.
You got to turn. What's the line? It's a drive-by trucker's line. The secret to a happy ending is knowing when to end the story.
Huh. I wonder if my boy Isbell was among the ranks when that line was written, because that seems like some shit he'd write.
It feels very him. There's a great documentary that
Is it the Muscle Shoals documentary?
no. Although I've heard great things about
I've
that.
heard great
No, there's
things
a
about that.
there's a truckers documentary, and they are not a band to be taken lightly. Like they have some amazing records, and I haven't been able to listen to them in the last couple of years. Honestly, kind of like I can't listen to too much Isbell because it just feels a little too on the nose. It's like
Yeah,
you're a
man.
middle-aged white guy with a beard and a predilection for Western shirts. No.
Man, I still maintain that I don't think he's written a bad song. There are songs that I will
Isbell?
skip. Yeah.
Oof, no, he's got some clunkers on the second and third solo records, and he admits that's the thing. He admits they're bad because it's when he was he was a drunk. That first record's real good.
Wait, what records are we talking about?
We're
Because I'm
talking-
starting with Southeastern. That is where I start listening to him. I don't
Oh.
listen to him before basically he hooks up with the 400 unit.
I will say no. He I want to say his second solo record is credited to Jason Isbell and the 400 unit.
Is it
It's the self-titled one. The Jason Isbell. It's got the one Soldiers Get Strange on
Yeah,
it.
no, I don't. I'm that's
Some of my
before
favorite songs
before my
by him
era.
are
Yeah.
are on that one. They're uneven records, but that one and his first one has Dress Blues. Do you not know Dress Blues?
I know Dress Blues. So I basically he did a live show in Alabama that he recorded.
That's a really good live record.
It's really good. And so what I did was I just like I bought all the Truckers songs that he wrote off of
Yeah.
that, and I bought the ones that I didn't have yet. So like Goddamn Lonely Love is a Trucker song.
Yeah, the version
Decoration
of that,
Day I think is a Trucker song too.
It is. The version of Goddamn Lonely Love on that with the horns is amazing.
It's incredible. And the Danko Manuel song, a song about the
Danko
band.
Manuel. Yeah.
That's great. The solo in that is fucking killer. He's such a good guitar player. Like
He is. Well, that was his thing. Is he was before he was a songwriter, he was a guitar player. Like he
Yeah.
got hired to be a guitar player.
it's like how Rob Hinkle was like a bassist. And so that's why he beats the fuck out of his guitars, and that's why his sound is so like, so
Did
specific.
it really take us that long to invoke him on here?
We've talked about the VOM, but no, I think this is our fifth one of these, and
I will say, and I've said it to him, it took me a long time to get my head around the way he played and to get my head around them for what they are as opposed to what I wanted them to be. Because those sounds didn't sound right to my squishy pop brain. So I'm like, why are you doing that? And why? And why is that happening?
dissonance.
And it took a long time. It took a long time for me to come around and realize how great they are at what they do, because I didn't get it. It took me a while, and I've actually become a huge fan. The songwriting has really gotten to me in the last few years. I have a
I think-
toll-free call, but I'm not going to take it right now. You're welcome.
Is it Scam Likely?
No,
Is
it
it
was
my
not.
buddy Scam? Mr. Likely?
Mr. Likely.
We haven't talked in a while. I keep missing
Yeah.
his calls.
Yeah. No,
I think I'm
no,
gonna do a
I-
shrimp curry.
Oh,
I think
that
that's
doesn't
what's-
sound.
I think that's
appealing
what's
to me,
happening.
But I wish I do miss living in a larger area. We have to go to Pittsburgh for this is fun. This is good content. We have to go to
Content.
Sorry. We have to go to Pittsburgh to Children's Hospital for good things.
Shit.
No, for good things. Training for things that
Okay.
will help with things. So good
Okay,
things.
okay.
But our training is like at 7:30 in the morning on a Friday. So obviously we're going to go down the night before, and we're all really looking forward to eating in Pittsburgh because it turns out it's a great food town, and the best Chinese food I've had outside of Chinatown in New York. Just amazing stuff. My Jolene's stepfather's Chinese, and when we had it, she's like, "This tastes like home. Like this tastes like real Chinese food," and it's so good. I want to go there now. I go there now. If we manage to meet up in Pittsburgh at some point, I'll definitely take you there because it is, and it's one of those like little like storefronts. It's like a place like the size of your keyboard. Like it's just, there's like no
So it's
room.
very New York. It's very
Yes,
Chinatown.
very
Hole
much
in
so.
the wall, sort
There's
of.
like 4 tables, and they look a little confused when you sit down to eat there. Like they're nice, but it's like they're sitting here.
Are you sure? This is
Okay.
what? Okay.
And it was
that's all right.
If it had been better weather when we did, I think we would have just taken the food to a park or something, But it was great. Actually, we ordered do something I never do. We ordered seconds. Like everybody ate their food. It's like we need more food, please. Yeah, it was really something. If our hotel room had it's a great hotel, but it's kind of more communal where like the kids are it's all one big room and the kids are in bunk beds. They had never seen bunk beds before, so that was interesting. But
Bunk
but
beds in this economy?
yeah, pretty
No,
much.
no.
But there was no like there wasn't like a general area where there was a table where we could eat. There was a desk. We couldn't all eat at a desk. But otherwise, we probably would have eaten there. But it was great. But anyway, Wakanda Forever, I thought did such a great job. No, anybody who's watching this, you still have the spoiler alert.
I do.
I did not expect the death that happened.
Neither did I. Neither did I. I thought that one was enough, but like we said via text, no, it wasn't. So they had the main antagonist, who, well, spoiler alert, is not actually the antagonist. It turns out it's the CIA. Like low-key, it was. And I was like, how are they going to put an anti-imperialist message in this movie now that Killmonger's dead? And he was pretty much the only, okay, they're going to do Namor. All right.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Elaine from Friends.
Uh-huh.
That's the show she was on, right? Friends?
I think so.
Let's just go with that.
I could not watch the show she was on. It made me angry.
Which one? Veep?
No, I heard great things. The scene followed.
Oh, you see, we got into Friends the other
Friends.
day.
I liked it. Comfort viewing.
Friends and The Office, I think, suffer from the same problem, where
can't watch
all
The
of their
Office, so I can't tell you.
characters are terrible, but you're supposed to like them. And I think shows that do it well are Always Sunny and Seinfeld, where you're not supposed to like the people in Seinfeld. They're terrible people. Every single one. Kramer's the best one, and he's the worst. Always
Something
Sunny.
happened with him I hadn't heard.
Oh no, he's fine. Everything's fine. Just around maybe 2008. Maybe just don't look up
Skip that part.
Michael Richards 2008.
Yeah. He was great in UHF though.
I haven't seen it. Saw the Weird Al biopic
I haven't
movie.
seen Weird yet.
It's very good.
Is it? It looks good.
Do
There are a
you
lot of
like
good
Weird
people.
Al
I love Weird Al.
and his comedic stylings?
I do.
Well, you should watch the movie. Daniel Radcliffe is
will it make-
fucking incredible.
I've heard that. Does it? No, I was going to ask. Does it make? I bet there are parts that don't make sense to you because you didn't see UHF though. I bet there
I'm
are
sure,
moments.
but I was along for the ride, and it was
Watch
like
UHF. I think it's on Prime.
I think it is, and I think it's in my queue. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Now we're going to teach poodles how to fly. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy that. But what was not as much fun was Wakanda Forever.
No, it's a
when they
big
would
bummer.
talk-
It's a real sad. It's a sook of a movie. It's just.
I will say
it's a mood, as the kids would say.
They would. I don't want to know what the kids would say. It's better if I don't know what the kids would say.
Fuck them kids, as
Fuck them
Michael
kids.
Jordan would say. I think he's been quoted as saying fuck them kids. Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
already
sure.
like him better.
He is a piece of
you-
shit, but it's
Did
fine.
you? Well, yeah. There's a the morning show on Apple TV. The first season was great. I haven't seen the second season, but Jennifer Aniston plays a character on a morning show, like whatever the
Hoda
morning.
and the other one.
Yeah, exactly. And she has this very spoiled, privileged child who is giving her shit about something and she's going at her. And you see Aniston has the best part in the whole show. Spoiler alert. And she's going on and yes, exactly. And she looks at her daughter, finally just goes, "Fuck you, kid," and goes from there. Just lays into this 19-year-old. And every once in a while, something will come up from our wonderful children. And I will look at my wife and I'm like, I'm getting towards morning show levels.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. It's so great. But not as brilliant as Wakanda Forever.
Speaking of Wakanda Forever, should I get Apple TV Plus? Just for a week. I want to watch Severance.
For free? You can don't just get the week. They have a 2 or 3 month free thing you can do.
Really?
Shop around a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple of things worth watching on there.
Severance, and there's a show
People
with
like the
one
Ted
of the
Lasso, which I have not
Chris's.
seen.
I haven't seen it either. It just seems too positive for me. That
Brett
sounds
Goldstein's
terrible.
podcast is fantastic.
Brett
but
Goldstein is Hercules.
I know. He was a very small-looking Hercules.
Well, what are you gonna do? I mean,
I don't know.
you know,
Get
you
a
can't
bigger
all be The
Hercules.
Rock and Chris Hemsworth.
That is true.
Although, did
That
you
is
know
true.
that Robert Downey Jr. for a very inconsistent amount of movies where he was Tony Stark would wear lifts? Like you can see them in Iron Man 2 when he's like standing on a counter and like taking down a poster or something, or
Really?
maybe it's the diorama that his dad made that turns out it was a
Okay.
new element that you just have
Sure.
to know. Fucking Iron Man 2. Elon Musk is in it, so it has to be great. Fuck that movie. Anyway,
there
he
were
wore
parts that I-
lifts like platform shoes,
Is it like
high
a-
heels.
Is it like Tom? How is he especially short, or is it just that
No,
everybody's
Robert
really
Downey
tall in
Jr.
the
is like
movie?
our height. He's not like a
Okay.
Tom Cruise, you know, where
Yeah,
he's like
you and
4'8",
I think you and I are the same height, like
Five-
5'8"ish.
8-ish. Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't.
we're like cut off. Well, with your hair, you're like 5'10", but like 5'8". We're like the cutoff. Like I have male friends who are shorter than me, and almost all of them are jacked. You know, like
You have to
everybody,
compensate. Yeah.
anybody like under my height.
Buy
I
a
told
motorcycle.
I told Joylene, it's like you're lucky I wasn't a couple inches shorter. Or you'd be ass deep in creatine, and you know. I don't know about you, but I shot up from like 5'4" to 5'8" like in high school.
Yeah, me too.
So all this was like bonus. So I don't have any of the short guy stuff because I'm like I'm so much taller than I thought I was gonna be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Now
when I
s-
got into high school, I was a year younger than everybody because I skipped a grade way back. 'Cause I'm so smart. I was just good at taking tests and shit. Anyway, so I was kind of small until like my junior year. Then I was like, I think it was kind of a gradual thing, and like I was done growing by the time I graduated, because all
Yeah,
of my
I didn't-
clothes from back then still fit.
I didn't get any taller after high school. My feet got bigger. And I'm not kidding. Like I wore like a size 10 forever, forever. And then one day, like in my like mid 20s, like because my dad was a size 10 shoe, 'cause I could wear his shoes. And then suddenly couldn't wear them anymore. And I had my feet measured, and they're between like a 10 and a half and an 11.
That's me.
So my feet
Wow.
grew. Yeah, it's a
Are
lot
we
of
the same
foot.
person? There's a lot of evidence that points towards that.
It is unsettling, I would imagine, for you as well.
Yeah. It would be very strange, and it's like I
Yes.
have a family, I guess.
It's weird to me.
Good for me.
Sure, why not? You chose poorly, or you got the bad roll of the dice. I am sorry,
Alfred Molina.
yeah,
No, the other guy, Jonathan
Yes.
Rhys Myers.
Right.
Davies.
I don't know.
He's the
Gordon's
guy from-
alive. Wait, no, not that guy.
No.
Not Brian Blessed.
May he rip.
He's no, he's still around.
Is he still around?
He's still working. Yeah, he
Is he
does
on one of those Apple Plus?
No, I think he does like cameo stuff and whatnot.
I
But
see.
did you ever watch the After Flash documentary?
No.
Well
But
worth
I'm
your time.
Looking
The
at
making
Live
of Flash
After
Gordon.
Flash, or Life After Flash.
Yes, that's what it's called. That is well worth a watch, and he's in there too. And anything with him is better. But about Wakanda Forever, I found the Killmonger scene better than anything Killmonger did in the first movie. I was one of the people who did not like his character.
Well, his character was a piece of shit, but everything he was saying was great.
He wasn't wrong, but the way he was doing... No, I just didn't like him.
Yeah, he
But-
was a bad guy. Remember when
Yeah.
he shot his girlfriend, who had
Yeah,
like
bad guy.
2 lines in the movie?
Sure, bad guy.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
You remember
ever
when
see-
he killed the most charismatic person in that movie, Andy Serkis? And it's like, oh, I guess no more Andy Serkis in the MCU.
No more.
I guess he's gonna go shoot a couple episodes of Andor.
He
Spoiler
had
alert.
a fancy gun arm, and that was cool. I know you don't like Ultron, but that moments like that when he cut his arm. it's like,
Look, I think
I'm
that
so
Age
sorry.
of Ultron has a lot of really cool, good moments. I just think when you put all the moments together, it doesn't make a good movie. That's all I think.
when Ultron like cut his arm off. He's like, "Oh,
It's like,
I'm so sorry."
That'll be
I'm
fine.
sure that'll be
It'll-
fine.
It'll
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's
Yeah.
just, I hate James Spader. Bring him back
Yeah.
in a non-Joss Whedon thing. It's like how I want to see Ben Affleck as Batman or Henry Cavill as Superman again. I want to see this. Ezra Miller
you
as the
heard-
Flash. Go get fucked.
Yes,
Stop being a terrorist.
very
you
much
weird creep. Fuck off, Ezra Miller.
Creepy,
I'll say
creepy,
it.
creep.
Let's put him on blast.
Putting on blast. You need a
And I use the correct
sign.
pronoun because they go by
Put
them.
them.
So put them
Yeah.
on blast.
yeah.
No, fuck you, Ezra Miller. And it sucks
Bold.
that the entire DC universe is kind of hinging on your movie, which is
And they've already cut 2 of the cameos.
they
Cavill was
filmed
supposed to
and
have one,
cut
and Gal
2
Gadot.
cameos since he started doing terrorism. Instead of just canning the movie.
Yeah, and
Or
letting us see.
recasting,
and letting us
or
see
just putting
Batgirl.
Grant Gustin in the fucking thing
Yeah.
because he's already proven that he
They
can do
could
a
do a
Flash.
Tig Notaro.
Yeah.
Like in that. Yeah.
Literally put Tig Notaro in the role. I don't care. That would be pretty great. I would
Have you
love to
seen the
see
thing
Tig
I'm talking
Notaro.
about?
Yes, Army of the
Yeah,
Dead.
okay.
And like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't really tell. And also,
No.
I'm so glad that it's her instead of fucking Chris D'Elia, who was not very funny. His
It's more
stand up, at least, is like horrendous. His
It's
stand up is
more
so
than
not
him
funny.
Not being funny.
Also, like
things
the
happen.
grooming and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But Wakanda Forever. I did enjoy. Yeah, go back to Tangent Free Zone. Spoilers. I liked him come. I didn't see that one coming, and I
I knew he was in the movie. I didn't know
Yeah.
how. I
I didn't
assumed
know
it
he
would
was in
be
the
in the
movie.
spirit realm or whatever.
I
so.
wasn't. They did see. They kind of left the door open that he didn't necessarily die in the first one.
This is true.
So, but the fact that he did, I liked the way they used him. I also really liked the fact that they barely showed Black Panther. Like they had the one mural that they showed.
Right. And then there was
You
like a flashback, I think.
The flashback
Walking down
is
the
when-
hallway or something.
well, when Shuri is
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah, having her moment on the beach.
Right.
But that fucking opening without just like all the cuts of him, of Bozeman with no music or anything. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
No, it's a sad one. It's bring the nappies. No, that's
Yeah.
diapers.
Oh, yeah.
Bring you might shit
No,
your
they'll
pants out
work
of
too. They're
sadness.
absorbent.
Yeah,
You need something absorbent. Does that just mean you're really excited and you want to?
Yeah, I'm shit my pants excited.
Coming out of all ends. It's good.
I've never been that excited about anything. Oh man, I can't. I'm so excited. I'm gonna shit my pants. Yeah,
There's
no,
still time. Not even this bland stand. It's not what it's called.
You know, there's a reason why it's cut off right here. The fisheye is kind of giving you a little more than I'd like, but what are you gonna do?
There's a song called "Check Your Bucket," and it just makes me think of that. Check your bucket. It's one of those great like lost soul songs, but it's just about making sure you're like putting things into your relationship, but checking your bucket because you're sitting on a bucket.
I see. That's what I thought. It's like check your bucket because it might be full and you don't want shit to touch your butt cheeks.
Yes, it's bad enough when never mind. But
Huh?
yeah, absolutely.
It's bad enough
I
when
did-
it gets in your mouth and food.
Yeah. Well, as long as you stop eating in the bathroom.
No, I'm doing this from the bathroom. This is all just a backdrop.
Is this all the bathroom?
It's all been the bathroom the whole time. I'm M. Night Shyamalan. Ooh,
What a twist!
What a twist! All I think of when I think of him is that Robot Chicken sketch. What a twist!
He taught us. I love Seth Green is another one who's just
great.
a national
Howard the Duck.
treasure. Everything he does, Howard the Duck. Huh.
Duck
That's-
tits. Ooh. Oh man, I'm sure that joke's been done to death, but it's
But not as
great.
well as we did it just
great.
then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And when they get something wrong, duck fail. Ooh.
Ooh.
Wah, wah, wah.
David Tennant and Danny Pudi were in the DuckTales reboot, and Ben Schwartz and another
Kate
comedy
Micucci?
actor. Probably.
Yeah.
I think she was.
He's great, and I was so happy for him to get to use his actual accent for once.
Yeah. He used it in Jessica Jones.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he might have been British in that.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah.
was doing his doctor accent. I think he was.
You're right.
He was Scottish.
He was amazing in that. He's very Scottish.
He was Scottish in Good Omens.
I can't.
I can, and I have 3 times. The girl in that is also in Andor. An anathema device. What a name.
Oh, I not really down with Neil Gaiman.
Really?
Just doesn't. It seems.
Did you like his Doctor Who episode?
Is that the what?
The Doctor's wife.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I will say that my experiences with him are based very much around being a comic fan, and again, I'm 100 years old, being a comic book fan when The Sandman was happening right after The Watchmen happened. And people were hailing
this.
Yeah, and people were hailing it, and I'm like, I guess it's okay, but like when you've been to the mountaintop,
Right.
you know, like I've read other things that I love very much, but his stuff seemed almost
Did you
too
watch the show?
self-referential. I liked the show.
The show was
Liked the show very
good.
much.
Yes.
Don't you remember? Because you guys, me and Rowan, we were talking about it, and you're like, and I was like, I had this one thing, and you both went, "Is it because death is black?" And I'm like, "Well, where is this coming from?" It's like, I've been talking to this guy online for 2 years now, but now I'm gonna catch him. Like, that's where it is.
It's the long game.
Yeah, we're going to get you. No, I just got. I wasn't thrown like this is awful. It was the. It's been too long since I watched it, so I can't watch the character's name. Remember the character's name, but the sibling that was the one turning the screws against
Desire.
against maybe the guy who wasn't a guy.
I think that's Desire.
I think you're
it
right.
was like, they were supposed to be. They're all supposed to be kind of androgynous, and
Yeah.
they all are kind
Yeah.
of, except for the woman who plays Death, who is just
Yeah.
a gorgeous woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
with Tori Amos hair still.
Huh.
That was.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. But no, the Desire, it wasn't the like, oh my God, that's awful, blah, blah. I just was like, I just wasn't sure what was
If you were
happening.
turned on or not.
Oh, I know.
This is a weird boner.
I don't.
I don't know how I feel about this boner. I mean, horny, but
That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing in Goldstein's podcast where they talk about like, movies you love, movies you hate, movies, all this stuff. It's movies, but then it'll be like, was there ever a scene? It was I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically was there a character or a scene that turned you on and you weren't necessarily happy about it? It's that kind of show. It's like. It was like worrying wide-ons, whatever that means, or something else. Yeah,
I had an instance like that where I was in high school.
Oh, I didn't ask.
And I'm volunteering this information.
No.
I'm telling on myself.
No.
I had an incursion where you're a teen in high school and you're looking for places to put a thing. Let's just leave it at that.
Is this about the couch?
And so no, I never did that actually.
I choose to believe
there were other ways. Storm drains, water spigots. Just
So
like
you saw the
weird-
clown and that was your reaction.
I'm horny for it, baby.
Yeah, that's it. You're like, it doesn't scare me at
It,
all.
the clown, cousin, it, any sort of it. I'm into it.
You're with it.
I'm with it, baby. I'm with it. Anyway, so I had a habit of looking at butts and I
And you
saw a pair
cannot
of
lie?
legs with some tight jeans on, and it was you know, redheads stand out because there's not a lot of them, and it was like a nice red bob, and I was like, oh, who's this drink of water? And then he turned around.
You had a dude looks like a lady moment.
I was like, whoa, well. You know, now that I am you know, well versed in you know, the spectrum of sexuality and,
Sure.
and gender expression and stuff, if you know, if he wanted to transition, he would definitely pass. Like there are a lot of trans women who talk about how they kind of get like upset like, you know, it kind of in a ribbing sort of way, but like sometimes genuinely, where like people who transition really look like just a cis woman, and it's
Yeah.
like that I think he would nail it. So Alan Graves, if you've
And
if you've
soon
ever
after
been
you is
if
what I'm
you've
hearing.
if you've ever been you know, curious, or if you've been shy about taking the leap and something inside you is telling you, you know, just follow your bliss. And I think, you know, I think
Alan
you
Graves?
Alan Graves, killer name,
Who
honestly.
is this person?
He's a guy. But this was before I met him. This was the day I met him. And then we would
Oh,
go.
that's very
to,
confusing.
we would go on to play shows together and stuff after high school. Went to several parties at his house. Yeah, cool guy, great. He had a really lovely.
A part of the Reform Party in the UK?
No, okay,
This
wait.
is
Is there a
very
Reform Party
confusing.
to the left of Labor or to the right of the Tories?
I'm not getting the things you're talking about.
Okay. The Tories are basically Republicans.
No. I mean, I'm not seeing an Alan Graves that in any way
Oh
resembles
no,
what
he
you're
does. I
talking
don't
about.
think he does. I don't think he does music anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, Wakanda Forever was a movie that I enjoyed very
It
much.
was. Oh, and then there's the Reform Party here, where Ross Perot founded it, and let's just not get into him.
No,
Yeah, he's Michael Bloomberg before Michael Bloomberg.
goodness.
Yeah, I think he was a billionaire, right? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a billionaire. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, now he's dead, so it doesn't
He's
matter.
dead as fuck. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I hate all this shit. Like, so Chadwick Boseman is a good example. Speaking of Wakanda Forever, Chadwick Boseman is an example of when he dies, it's actually a tragedy. Mm-hmm. Like snuffed out before his time.
Very
By
much
all
so.
accounts, wasn't a shithead. You
Great
know,
human,
didn't have
all around.
fucking skeletons in his closet.
Sure.
Wasn't shitty to the women or gays or trans or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, all the shit that is bubbling up over the past like 6 years, where we're finding out, oh,
Are
this
we-
person,
are we-
whoops.
Are we
Ooh,
also
this person.
talking about the erections you didn't want to have? Is this related to that?
They are always contained, and I only present them when they are asked for.
No, I meant the things that get you going.
Oh.
Hearing those stories. What horrible thing did he do? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Louis C.K. Trapped a woman in his office.
That's not
Harvey
nearly-
Weinstein jerked off into a plant in front of Rose McGowan or whatever the fuck. Ah, yeah, awesome. What fucking pieces of shit.
You wanted
Everything
to be the
Bill
plant,
Cosby
didn't
did.
you? It's okay.
Anyway, Chadwick Boseman is an example of someone
I feel like
who.
we should not say his name that close to those stories.
Well, this is in contrast. This is a swath of
swath.
feelings.
Sweet.
I think he's someone who deserved to be, you know, not deified or whatever, but like, you know,
But lauded.
lauded. Yeah, absolutely. And then you have people like fucking George H.W. Bush and John McCain who have wrought like suffering hitherto unseen on the American people. You got H.W. doing all the Contra shit, doing the
Spoiler
racism,
alert.
being spoiler alert, and being a sex pest, like a rapist, straight up rapist. George H.W. Bush.
I had
Yep.
not heard that.
They did a dollop podcast on it. Listen to it. It's harrowing. He's the worst. And John McCain, the best thing he did was the thing he did with the POW stuff. But the only reason he was there was because of a nepotism that his dad did. And he
A
crashed.
nepotism? I don't think you're using that word correctly.
No. John McCain Sr. did a nepotism to get his son into the military. Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, words are hard. Don't get me wrong.
And he crashed like all the planes.
All the planes.
Yeah, I think like of the missions he had where he flew, I think one of them he did not crash,
Well, that's something.
and the other 5 he definitely did. Also, he was a raging racist, and the things that people are. And he's responsible for Sarah Palin, and no Sarah Palin, no Donald Trump. So thank you, John McCain.
I don't think you could put Trump on any one person.
You can't on one person, but like two. But think about the political landscape. Sorry to get political. Think about the political landscape before Sarah Palin, and then after Sarah Palin. It's like a It's like a 9/11 sort of.
Again with the 9/11.
We love to see it, folks. The discourse, the political discourse around. No, we're gonna steam right through it. Around foreign policy completely changed after 9/11. It just did. It was a proto-fascist bullshit.
Oh, I'm still laughing at that.
Oh,
That's
I know,
great.
and I'm gonna power through it, baby.
Oh no, I was laughing at the fascist stuff too,
Because it's hilarious. Because it's everywhere, and we're gonna
Funny.
die from it. It's gonna exacerbate global warming, and then
it's
we'll
cool.
all
I can blend.
be fine.
It's totally cool. I can blend in with them. It's gonna be okay.
Absolutely true. You already got the haircut too. I mean,
No, but they're gonna go like maybe a little Jewy. No,
yeah,
Yeah.
bit of a Semite, bit too Semitic
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
No, like that day will come, but not until after all of the
I'm dead.
anarchists and the leftists have been snuffed out. Like once they turn back to the white Jewish people, then fascism has really taken hold.
Oh yeah.
Because the slow creep, we're already seeing it with like the trans and gay rights being stripped away, women's rights being stripped away. They want to bring back slavery. They just do. They want to bring. I think they'll probably within the next few years we'll see. Well, none of these people want to work, and all these crimes are happening. Crimes going up. And we're not going to raise wages because what are you talking about? So why don't we just put them in? Why don't we have a penal camp? Like if you do a crime, which is already what the prison industrial complex is, but
Yeah.
if you do a crime, then you just have to work. Like you work for Amazon now for 5 years.
Hey, I
Economy.
am sorry. In this kind of fun, I hate to end on this note, but there are some things I have to attend to.
Is it watching Andor?
No.
Is it
no,
Juice
it's-
Pops?
I wish it's kid stuff.
Oh, it could be Juice
so-
Pops.
I must. Yeah, I wish we have a juice pop emergency. And one of these days, maybe you'll play a song. But
Okay, well, I am going to do my plugs, though. So I have 2 open mics, and they're at